Hello, this is Rochelle, and this is the basic chart lecture. So what you see before you is a data table, and the key to doing charts or graphs, whichever way you want to refer to them, is that you want to put your data in a nice, neat data table where the row titles and the column titles are not separated at all with spaces. So see how mine's nice, neat little table. So here I have some San Diego cost of living information, Las Vegas, and then San Diego and Seattle. Over here you see this nice pretty little pie chart. So I'm going to recreate that for you. It's very simple. You highlight the headings and the data, and then you go up to insert and you say I want a pie, and then you pick the pie you want. So I picked the separated pie and it pops in. So there it is. I'm going to get rid of the one that I did before. Actually, I'm going to leave it there for the moment. Okay, so here you can see that my legend came in because I highlighted my titles here. My title of my chart came in because I highlighted the column heading. From within here, I can edit things and move things around. It's not going to ruin your data no matter what you do to the chart. You can just simply delete the chart if you want or start over, but it won't delete your data. So here I can right click on the chart, right click and get the menu, and I can say change my type. So I'm going to come over here and say I want a bar instead. So I'm going to pick the standard bar graph. And I only have one sort of bars because that's all I picked. Then I can come in and I can say I want to select my data, and I can say I want to add a series, and I'm going to pick Las Vegas as my series name, and I'm going to pick, I'm just using my mouse, my series data, and I'm going to say OK. Then I need to come back over to edit because I've separated my data and make sure that my titles stay on. Now I have San Diego and Las Vegas together. Okay, now let's say I want Washington, or I'm sorry, yeah, Seattle, Washington in there too. I'm going to right click my data again, and I'm going to add another set of data and pick Washington, and then I'm going to pick the Washington information. I'm going to say OK. Once again, I just need to edit my axis labels real quick and pop them in and say OK. Now, I'm going to show you a quicker way to do that, but students get really hung up. I find this is the only area in chart student get hung up is how they re-add the legend and the titles to the data. So you saw how I just right-clicked and did select data, and I was able at that point to edit anything I want within here. So that's where you go if you find you've lost your labels or your column headings. From here, you can, I'm going to actually cut this, and I'm going to stick it in a new sheet. And you can stretch it. You can select the actual data and move it around if you want. It's up to you how you want your actual graph. Like here, I could shrink this, make it smaller, and then I could insert a chart title by going back to my chart settings, format chart area, and it brings up all the different things about my styles, my color. So I could say for here, I right now it has no border color, so I could come in and say I want a solid line and then pick a color, and I'll make it, come back, solid line, and I'll make it red, and then close it. Come back. There, see how it put the red line there? So it's up to you. There is so much capacity within charts. So let's go back here. I'm going to show you now. If you knew to start that you wanted to include Las Vegas and San Diego together, you would highlight them both, and you would say insert, and then pick, maybe this time we're going to pick a line. Let's just pick a dotted line. And there it puts it in there for you. You can put the data labels on. You can say add data labels, and it puts the numbers next to it. It's up to you how you want your graph to look, and you can put a type of a title in. So let me get rid of this one. And then if I want to do all three, and pick something different, like, I'm not real fond of the little cones, but so see how I actually highlighted all three of them together and got it to come up together. And I look at that and I say, well, I don't really like that. So I'm going to go back to my my little, let's try this one. There you go. So play around with your charts. You're not going to hurt anything. Your data isn't going to go away. You can take it and cut it and stick it on a separate sheet so that you can space it out and add a title. You can go in whenever you click on the chart tools comes up here also. I'm a right clicker, which is why I keep bringing up the right one. But you can go into the design, you can go into the layout, and here you can say this, I want to add a chart title. Right now it says none, so you can say centered over the title, and you can say, let's just call this cost of living. Oops, I got my caps on. So let's say cost of living. And then as you click out, you see that that's kind of in a weird spot. So that's why I would maybe drag that down a little. So play around with it. The key, once again, your data needs to be in a nice table, and everything from there is just playing around with the data series. So when you go to do your assignment for summer, you're going to be charting some expense information, and I spell out what you need to do, and you're going to follow the same rules and as I did in the example from here. If you have any questions, send me an email. Thank you.